Hello and welcome back to the Hype Bulletin, hosted by yours truly, Ralph Mentor. Wow, I'm getting ahead of myself. But welcome back, Kristaps Porzingis. That's why I'm trying to get ahead of myself, honestly. What a game of vengeance for Kristaps Porzingis, coming back after 30 days off from recovering from his right leg calf strain, and helping the 2023-2024 Boston Celtics beat the Dallas Mavericks at TD Garden in the 107-89 affair in Game 1 of the NBA Finals and all. Kristaps dropped 18 points in the first half, with 11 of those, I believe, in the first quarter and all. He was able to get his post up game set up basically as soon as he came in. He came off the bench in today's game, or in what day was it? Thursday's game. And Al Horford, they continue to have Al Horford starting. I figured the whole time it was gamesmanship. The way Kristaps Porzingis answered when Shams dropped the report that he was not guaranteed, but basically ready to play in Game 1 and all. There was John Corrales with the from the Locked On Celtics podcast. Basically asked him, do you feel 100%, or do you feel ready to go, or anything like that? Or do you feel any type of hiccup? And gave a long pause for the answer and all. I felt in from there, then Joe Mazzulla putting him off the bench and all, that it was just a bit of gamesmanship, because I felt like this man was ready. Now, in the previous recording, I thought that Kristaps would be more of a decoy, just because you can't expect someone coming off a calf strain to give you so much work and all. But Thursday night gave Dallas Mavericks, especially in that first quarter, a lot of work, honestly. Getting back to it, to his post game at least and all, his first touch was able to get they were able to basically what the season's been doing with Kristaps all season, get the switch and have a low defender guarding him. I believe it was Josh Green around that time. That's when the subs started coming in, and Kristaps was the first one for the Celtics and all. But they got the switch on the pick and roll on the top of the key and all, was able to set himself up for a post, push off Josh Green with his hip a little bit there, but was made attempt for the shot, and Josh Green hit his elbow, put himself at the free throw line to get himself going for two straight hits at the free throw line. And then after that, he got on a roll, hit 2 baskets in a row back into the post. I believe one again off Josh Green, and another one I believe over J.J. Hardy and all, and hit a 30-foot three to get things really going for him and all, because it wasn't just that he was getting going offensively. And mind you, Derek White hit 2 big threes to even get the three-party starting in this first quarter, honestly, because it ended up being a 17-point lead, the biggest lead in NBA Finals history, which I find astonishing to believe, honestly, but it is kind of true when you think about the dominant teams and all. They didn't start off hot. Even the Warriors, when you think about it, honestly, so surprising that was the first time there was a 17-point lead in the first quarter and all. But to the threes that Derek White had to start the mid half of the first quarter and all, and then entering Kristaps Porzingis with the free throws, the 2 baskets back in the paint, hit a big 30-foot three-pointer all of a sudden too as well. The threes just started getting going, honestly. Even Sam got into the mix with one towards the end of the quarter and all too as well. But to get back to Kristaps, and it's just not even that, with a guy coming off a calf strain, solely a strain apparently and all too as well, and to hit those threes, to give you basically 11 points in the first quarter. This man gave you 2 big blocks too as well. This man dropped, I believe it was a turnover where Josh Green had the ball and coming up down the court and all, definitely tried to attempt a crazy ass dunk over a 7-3 individual. But it is fair to think that Dallas Mavericks' game plan was to attack Kristaps, obviously, because he's coming off a calf strain and all too as well. So I can understand the energy, the balls, I guess, the cojones, pause. But for him to attempt a big dunk like that over Kristaps Porzingis, and he failed. It's not, like I said, he blocked him, so he didn't get there, at least not too as well. But against Kristaps coming off a calf strain, and in this first quarter, honestly, gave you a block like that, and in the backpedaling situation with Kyrie Irving, which everyone wants to say is the greatest ball handler in basketball history and all too as well, and a great finisher above taller defenders and all. I won't take that away from you. He is one of those. But Kristaps Porzingis was able to get a block over him, backpedaling on a jump shot that Kyrie Irving was attempting from the baseline too as well, and started the fast break to continue the onslaught in the first quarter for the Boston Celtics and all. So Kristaps Porzingis was huge coming into this game, honestly, and nobody, even me, did not expect a barrage like that too as well and all from him. From the team, surely, because they've shown some dominance throughout the postseason, but it was startling to see how Kristaps Porzingis really inserted himself quickly in order for that 17-point lead in the first quarter. And on the second quarter, it was able to continue. You can say that Jaylen Brown stepped up more in the second quarter. Honestly, I believe he had two steals on Luka Doncic in the backcourt. Honestly, I believe one was in the first quarter. I believe had another one in the second quarter, and brought out a seatbelt celebration and all, and that was dope on lock. And he had things on lock too as well. But it wasn't just his defense intensity; he brought it offensively too as well by getting into the basket. And that's something that we'll take away from this game later in this episode of how easily the Celtics or Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were able to get into the basket. You can say Drew Holiday too as well, because he had himself a dope post-up move and finished up with, I believe, a left, but it could have been his right too as well. He's been dope. He's just as dope with both hands, honestly. But back to Jaylen Brown, at least and all, for that big drive that he had, that jam over four defenders, basically split two Dallas Mavericks defenders and met them at the cup too as well, and split those two as well. It had a big jam too as well, just to his intensity from the offense and defensive side of the first half and all, for the Boston Celtics that pushed their lead from 17 in the first quarter to 29 in the second quarter and all. So mad fun for us Celtics fans in that first half and all. They really brought it. Luka Doncic was still doing this thing and all. And there's a takeaway that happened with Luka that we'll get into as well. But for the second half, at least and all, I'll give Dallas credit. Towards the end of the first half, Luka was starting to get cooking a little bit, and from that 29-point lead, it did drop to, I believe, as an 18, if not 19-point lead and all. Could have been 21, but it wasn't 29 no mo. It was definitely closer to like a 15-point lead. Honestly, they were able to knock it down, and going into the second half, Dallas was able to go into, I believe, a 17-0 run, and they were able to get the lead down to 8 and all. You can give credit to Luka getting a little hot too as well, but I would give again to the previous recording of what I've talked about. If Dallas was able to make a game, or make this a series at least and all, that the C's offense would have to be sputtering. And in the first half of the third quarter, definitely was sputtering. They were settling for their threes. They weren't driving the basket. How easily they were able to drive that basket. They stopped doing it in the first half of the second quarter and all, or the first half of the third quarter at least and all. But Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, especially Jaylen Brown, because he got to the free throw line at least and all. They weren't giving Jason a foul on one of those plays at least. And when they started driving back into the paint and all too as well, the threes got all sprayed up all over again and all. This time was Derek White, I believe. Jason Tatum got into the fun too as well with a three, and Jaylen Brown ended the quarter with one of the dope threes over, I believe, two Dallas defenders. Honestly, one that was set up in a pick situation and one that was actually contesting at least and all. But still, it was a dope three on top at the top of the key and all, and they were able to take an 8-point lead that Dallas was able to push down from a 20-point lead going into the third. They pushed it back to 25, and then there were no worries for the rest of that game, honestly, too, as well. But you really got to shout out Kristaps Porzingis for the energy that he offered, honestly, and mind you, with the defense and then with the scoring, honestly. Jaylen Brown continued in the second quarter with his defense, too, as well, and then again with that big jam and intensity and all, too, as well. They carried that on to the second half. Figured out some things. You gotta give Dallas credit. They weren't gonna go, you're in the finals, game one. You're not gonna go out like that from a 29-point lead, and it's just gonna continue on into the second half. Got to give them some credit. They punched back, maybe take something that we can talk about in game two and all. But the C's were able to get back into it, responded from their 17-0 run, responded with a run that gave them a 25-point lead, essentially, if not at the end of the third quarter, into the fourth quarter at least, and all, where Jason Kidd basically started getting the guys to the bench and bringing guys off the bench to finish the game at least, and all too as well. But my takeaways from this game, honestly, is the centers of the Dallas Mavericks getting played off the court. Honestly, Gafford, I saw and heard, played only 14-15 minutes in this game, honestly, and Lively got fouled out with 5 fouls, and essentially picked up 5 fouls in like 2 quarters, in the second quarter and the third quarter, basically by guarding Kristaps Porzingis, kind of being over physical, in my opinion, honestly. With this takeaway, that's why I brought up this takeaway, I feel like this is one's going to continue. You saw a lot of minutes from Maxi Kleber, honestly. He's coming off from a shoulder injury, but he's a guy that can switch off, because I feel like the C's are going to be taking away this lob threat that they've been dishing out in the Western Conference Finals. I just don't think it's going to be seen a lot unless the C's are sleeping defensively over and over and over again, and I just don't see that happening or huge lapses, let me say that, and I just don't see that happening continuing going forward, honestly. Lapses here and there because Luka's that good and these guys are that athletic. I'll give them that credit, but I don't see it continuing. I don't see them having huge games with the lob threat, honestly. So I see one of these guys getting played off the floor, honestly. It's interesting how, because you could say Lively has more playmaking, but I feel like his experience is going to hurt him in this type of situation, honestly, with what Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis offer in and out, honestly. I know they do a lot out, but they offer some things inside too as well, especially defensively on Al Horford's side. That could be bothersome for both of them, honestly, too as well. So I feel like you're going to see more Maxi Kleber, and that can really hurt Dallas and what they've been doing to get them to this point from the Western Conference Finals into the Finals and all. So that's one takeaway that I wanted to bring up from Game 1 that I think could probably continue going into this series of this lob threat being the way and the Dallas Mavericks going away, and the Dallas Mavericks have to figure out something else from the 5 position to get some scoring. It's fair with the Maxi Kleber because he has an outside shot at least too as well, so that could bring something different compared to have to see at least defense tripping at least and all because they know what they can take away with the lob threat at least and all too as well. So I find it an interesting thing going forward. Another thing that's very interesting going forward is one assist by Luka Doncic, and only from what I heard, didn't look this up, been trying to look up for the stat at least and all, but only had 6 potential assists outside, with this one assist that he ended up getting at least and all. So going forward, I do expect that to continue and all. There were jokes about Al Horford being cooked against the Cleveland Cavaliers with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland at least and all. And in certain situations, I think, it's in situations against the Indiana Pacers with Nembhard, especially with Nembhard, honestly, he hit some big shots in the mid-range, honestly. This is going to continue where the C's are going to be switching up. They're going to try to avoid to have the 5 on Luka Doncic and all, have Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, because, Jaylen Brown can clearly guard Luka Doncic right now. You're going to have someone else at least and all in the middle of the top of the key at least and all, trying to intercept the 5 as a part of the screen for Luka at least and all, to have the 5, Horford or Porzingis guarding Luka at the top of the key and all. So I truly expect Drew Holiday to basically, if this series does go long, Drew Holiday to be playing free safety in this series and all, because you can clearly see JB can guard Luka Doncic one-on-one, 94 feet, mind you, too, as well. Derek White can definitely guard Kyrie Irving, at least and all. You got Jason Tatum. It looks like like I said, they have Jason Tatum on the 5 right now, just in case for that, too, as well. And they're 5s. Maybe Kleber. This is why I give Kleber some credit. He has some game. He has some type of post-up game. If they're able, I know he has a shoulder injury, so it's curious how much he can offer you. But, if you have Jason Tatum on the 5 with Lively and Gafford, there's no post-up game going to be there. Position yourself so you can take away the lob at least and all, or become that switch that Luka's looking for too as well. And then Horford or Porzingis is guarding PJ Washington at least and all. You just got to guard the corner shot, maybe the wing shot, the wing and corner 3-point shot at least and all, and bring Porzingis's and Al Horford's length should be just enough if they're positioned themselves. So again, with the 1 assist and the 6 potential assists for Luka Doncic, I do expect that to continue, that defense at least not to continue. I don't expect them to have 1 assist. That's kind of crazy at least and all. I do expect the Dallas Mavericks to hit some shots, so he has more potential assists at least and all too as well. They weren't hitting any shots, so it was tough for him to even look for anybody to score, especially in that third quarter run. He really picked up the slack, honestly, to get them into that 8-point deficit when that quarter started with like a 19-20 deficit and all. So that's another takeaway. I feel like that's going to continue and all. But a takeaway again, I mentioned this in the analysis of Game 1 and all. 17-point lead in the first quarter was the biggest lead in NBA Finals history. I'm still startled by that. Real shit. It really makes me feel confident how dominant this Boston Celtics team, honestly. And the other one is 7 Boston players had 2 or more threes in this game too as well. Now these are 2 things, again, I don't expect to continue, but I thought they were interesting things to mention, honestly, too as well. So I really wanted to take away from that the dominance of the Boston Celtics, and I don't expect it to continue. Can we see one more game like this? No, with the 7 Boston players with 2 or more threes, honestly. But multiple guys having at least 1 3 and all. Yes, a big lead at least in all in this game, in this series too as well for Boston, especially in Game Two, most definitely. But I guess I don't see a 17-point lead in the first quarter in the NBA Finals and all. That was the first time that's ever happened and all too as well. But since we gave KB a lot of love and he was a big part of this win, obviously JB gets the crown of this game. Honestly, by taking out Luka in a certain way by guarding him 94 feet and all, and making him guard a bit too as well, and the energy he brought. First, I don't know if it's the first player or the first Celtic to have 20 points, more than 20 points, 3 blocks, and 3 steals in the game and all too as well. So again, just a historic night for Boston, honestly, too as well. Now they have 8 straight wins in the playoffs, got a plus 11 net rating, and this season, the whole season, not even just in the postseason, honestly, the whole season too as well. So it's a tribute to their dominance and all. If you're hearing shit getting banged and all, I'm up in my parents' attic right now too as well, and I'm up and there's like a window and wind outside and it's getting smashed and also excuse me, and the doors too as well. So excuse me, I didn't expect all that, but again. To the historic night for the Boston Celtics, at least in all the way they're playing in this postseason too as well, with the 8 straight wins right now and the plus 11 net rating and all. Makes me want to think how Game 2 is going to go. And you have yours truly in the building, sitting in Lodge 7, row H, seat 15 and all too as well. I got it all down. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm recording on the Saturday before Game 2 and all. But it really makes me wonder what Dallas can do, honestly, for this game, honestly. I feel like they have to change up what got them there. And that could work or that can fail. And if it fails, it's, this prediction of a sweep. I'm very comfortable feeling right now, too, as well, because that's how they're going to have to play. They put Josh Green in for one of the first subs in the first quarter. I think it has to be Tim Hardaway. I know you lose something defensively, but facing a team like Boston and the offensive capabilities that they're going to throw at you, like, don't worry. Like I've said in the preview at least and all, Clippers unstable with James Harden and Paul George. The youth of Chet Holmgren and Jay Williams, at least and all, hurt OKC in their offense efficiency and all too as well. And Ian Edwards, his lack of playmaking, I think he has the team. It's just his growth. You know what I mean? Lack of playmaking and all. I think that's what, again, that's the offense efficiency that Dallas has faced. They're facing nowhere close of any of those teams in the Boston Celtics and all too as well. And we were curious how Kristaps Porzingis would play. Well, expect that to continue. Now, 18 points in the first half and all? No. I won't say that will continue and all. But 18 points, 20 points in the game, though? Yeah. And that's to my point about these 5 guys giving you at least 15 points and all. And look how Al gave you an extra 10 points and all, too. So you got those 15 and all. The only guy that didn't get the 15 was 12 points by Drew Holiday. But again, Porzingis had 20, and Jaylen Brown had 22 and all, too, as well. And Jason Tatum had a slow game and 16 points and all, too, as well. And I wouldn't expect that to continue, too, as well. And also, Dallas will have to change up what they are. You're going to have to see more Maxi Kleber. You're going to have to see more Tim Hardaway Jr. That could be, and that's the chance they're going to have to take, in my opinion, to make this a series, honestly. Because I think that they keep it the same way. I just don't see P.J. Washington giving you impactful scoring to make such a difference right now. He really has to go on a roll. And I think what he was facing against the OKC Thunder, I think he's going to see it similarly to Minnesota, where he slowed down, and now he's going to see it in Boston, honestly. He gave you 14 points, but again, impactful points and all too as well. Maybe he has to do 20 points, honestly, to make that feel more impactful, honestly. I'm questioning if he can do that with the defense responsibility that he's going to have guarding either Tatum or Brown, honestly. And I would expect him to guard Brown, because I think he did a good job, honestly, even the way with Jaylen Brown was playing, honestly. So I'm curious about how Game 2 is going, honestly. I want to give Dallas a chance, honestly. So maybe it's a game, but I see Boston winning this game. I'm going away. It's closer maybe throughout the game, at least. So maybe it's not a 20. It was basically a 20-point lead basically throughout the game for Boston, honestly. Especially going into the second quarter after the 17-point lead in the first quarter. I would think the leads are going to be more 8-12 that Boston can hold throughout the lead and all. Maybe Dallas gets back into it and makes it a 1-point deficit. If not, maybe they get a 1 or 2-point lead and all. But I just don't see how Dallas stops Boston getting to the paint right now. And I'm not worried about them shooting right now. Game 3, I'm definitely going to give Dallas some what's the word I can give them? If not love, some optimism going forward. There it is. I'm trying to find something for them, because I think when they get home, the scoring that they're going to be lacking right now at Boston definitely is going to pick up and all. especially from guys like Kyrie Irving. If they do play Tim Hardaway, I think he can jump up a little bit more at home too as well. And I'll give you P.J. Washington and Derrick Jones because they've been clutch throughout the postseason and all. But right now, on the road right now, if the way Boston can get into the paint at least and all, I just don't see how they can offensively keep up right now unless they go home and hit some shots. And also, again, it's not going to be a big 20-point lead. I do think the focus of Dallas is going to pick up, especially after the way Game 1 picked up. And you can argue in the third and fourth quarter, they played much better focus-wise at least and all. That's something they can definitely carry into Game 2 and all. So I definitely give them a chance to get a lead in this type of basketball game. But I do expect Boston to go away later in this game, honestly. Again, they're just going to be able to live at the paint right now, and I think that's just going to open up anything that they want, honestly. If it's a three-point barrage or not. If it's a three-point barrage, this 10-point deficit I'm talking about is going to go up, honestly. I just can't expect them to have a three-point barrage, but I do expect them to live in the paint. Drew, Jalen, if Jason wants to, if people want to knock him in that way, I don't think that's the case, honestly. There are times they send them up in the paint and all. They're just using Jason to... Let's get into that. Because the Jason Tatum's 16 points at least, and I think he had 11 rebounds, and I think he had 4, if not 5 assists and all. I just thought he played a great game, honestly. The man sprayed the ball all over the place. That was part of the script for my analysis of Game 1 and all, but I left the script, obviously. But I just wanted to give him credit for spraying the basketball around because Derek White, like I said before, Kristaps came in, got his threes going, honestly, and that's the Jason Tatum able to suck the defense by driving it, and he was swinging the ball all over. He was facilitating the swing of the ball going all over the place. I don't want to say he was swinging the ball all over the place. He's only one man at least, but he was facilitating why the threes were getting going all over the place. Even Drew got going in the first quarter too as well with a three and all. And I think that's just Jason Tatum's ball movement. I think that stopped in the third quarter, honestly, and that's why the Dallas Mavericks came back and made it a 8-point deficit for them in the middle of the third quarter at least and all. But to him at least and all, I'm not worried about it. And when it was time to hit a three, he hit a three, honestly. The man's really playing coy right now. I wouldn't look into it too much, honestly. I'm recording Saturday, and I'm peeping on my Twitter right now. We can do that ish right now, too, since we're live right now. That Jason Kidd said that Jaylen Brown's the best player on their team right now. And this is what teams have to do. You saw what Draymond Green was trying to do in the February game, I think, that the Warriors were facing against Boston. Okay, let's have Jaylen Brown, let's sag off of Jaylen Brown and act like he can't shoot and all, try to get into his head and all. Look what he did to them, and look what happened in that game and all too as well. I think that's the game plan, basically. That's the real game plan that the Celtics are going to have to do, honestly. So there it is. Yeah, there we go. We're live on Twitter right now, and we have these comments and all. Now everyone's speaking with the press conference and all too as well. I love it. This is perfect timing for me. But they just asked Jason Tatum. Someone just asked Jason Tatum about what Jason Kidd just said about Jaylen Brown being the best player. Look at this. My Twitter feed's going crazy right now. I'm happy. This is like a live feed right now for me right now because this is kind of live. This happened going on right now because Jason Kidd just before what? Just a little afternoon today said that Jaylen Brown's the best player on the Boston Celtics and all too as well. So now it's too bad right now that I can't. Go over it before putting it in because I'm going to definitely just finish off with this recording and all. But I want to find there was a nice long quote that I saw that Justin Turbin of let me give him his credential. Of WEI. I guess he writes for WEI.com and all. Yeah, it's if you're not from Boston, it's a local sports radio network back in the city and all, back in Boston at least. Not my city, I'm from Lowell, but from the city of Boston and all. They're a local sports network and all too as well. Radio station, talk about Boston sports 24/7 at least and all. Maybe from midnight to 6 they don't, from late night at least and all, but they have like a rotation of 4 shows and all. But he had these quotes. Let me find them. I really want to say, okay, yeah. He has these quotes from Jason Tatum after Jason Kidd is calling Jaylen Brown the Celtics' best player. Quote, no reaction. This is a team sport. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have JB on our team. People try to drive a wedge between us. It's a smart thing to do, or try to do. We've been in this situation. End quote. That's so dope. That's real shit, honestly, but real shit. I'm recording Saturday. It's 2 o'clock right now. Jason Kidd, I guess this is after their shootout and all, too, as well, or their walkthrough before game 2 and all, was asked a question and all, and Jason Kidd said, well, Jaylen Brown is their best player and all. I think that's how he started off his answer, at least and all. And it's starting a world sprint right now too as well and all too as well. So it's just crazy. I think that's like part of the game plan that Dallas is gonna have to do, honestly, too as well, because I really think to the point of the preview show and all, and how I mentioned how can Dallas get into this series, honestly? How can they win this series? What's the outlier of my sweep prediction, at least and all? And it really is a gag drop from the Boston Celtics. It has to be a mental thing, honestly. And two, and again, we're going live right now too, so there's some stories being dropped and all. I'll give Brian Windhorst, of the host of the Hoop Collective and all too as well. I'll give him some credit on his article he just dropped on ESPN.com, where the C's are first in rebounding or number one in rebounding in these playoffs right now. And there's a little naysayer from New York that I met from Spotify Live Green. I'm gonna give him his name. If people know who I am and they listen, they know who I'm talking about, at least and all, with the Twitter Spaces and the Andrew Show and overall and all. But he wanted to start off this postseason like, oh, this team doesn't have any good habits, and wanted to come up with the rebounding. And mind you, they've been tops in defensive rebounding all season and all. So again, I don't know what habits we're seeing here. This team has done this all year. Jason Tatum has essentially averaged 10 rebounds a game this season and all. And people wonder what else does he do but score and all. But they ignore stats like that. And we give the credits to the Tim Duncans, to the Kevin Garnetts of basically averaging stuff like that too as well and all. This man can score 30, average 10. Average 30 points a game. Can basically average 10 rebounds a game. And basically what he did in the last series, average 6 assists a game and all too as well. How many guys do that? How many guys can do that in the postseason and all too as well? And this man doesn't get his credit and all too as well. I think it's crazy. And they think they had a bad game and all. I just think he had a great game spraying the ball. Jason Tatum usually takes 22 shots. He ended up taking only 16 shots and all. That's not normal, honestly. He was really able to move that basketball in today's game. In Thursday's game, honestly. And I just think that's going to continue because of what I'm saying throughout this whole time, honestly. Why I'm comfortable about the season winning game too, honestly. They're living in the paint, honestly, too, as well. I just don't see that stopping. I don't see how Kyrie Irving can get in front of them. I don't see how Doncic can. Derrick Jones, P.J. Washington. I just don't see how they can stay in front. I'll give Derrick Jones and P.J. Washington credit with their length that they can guard at the rim. It's going to be hard to score over them. But getting into the paint, though, where it can suck the defense, you can spray the ball around. They want to leave everybody home. You still have enough for a mid-range shot for any of these guys. Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum and all. They can do whatever they want, though. Finishing at the cup may be a little hard. You're going to have to be a little fancy there. But each guy has a fancy move to finish. Look at the steal in the beginning of the fourth quarter by Derek White and all, and see how he finished over Derrick Jones and all, slowed it down and came up with his left and all too as well. Each one of these guys are ambidextrous, even with the knock that people want to give Jaylen Brown and all. He's still ambidextrous enough to finish with his left and all too as well. So the fact that the C's can finish in the paint and all makes me very confident they can win this game. I expect Dallas's focus to be up a bit, so I just don't see a 20 or 25 point deficit in this type of basketball game. I'll give Dallas a chance of having a lead in this game, honestly, but I just think this C's offense is going to be too comfortable living in the paint to do whatever they want. They're going to have their runs, and I expect a run going into the fourth quarter, if not in the middle of the fourth quarter, to cinch their game going up 2-0, and we're heading into Dallas at least. No, it's going to be a frenzy environment. You hear that the boos haven't been too loud. I mean, what Kyrie said in his press conference, that he didn't think it was as loud as he thought. I think he just stirred things up too as well, honestly, with the fans. The way Jason Kidd just did too as well. I expect Boston to be bumping tomorrow. I'm mad excited for tomorrow. Bring the rain. Bring the storm right now. It's raining right now on top of the roof right now. It's going to be raining before the game, honestly. It looks like it's going to stop at 3 o'clock, and sunshine's going to be coming out. So that's perfect timing, honestly, for me. Going to the game at least to know. But the storm, the rain's coming. Let it pass through and all, because I think there's going to be sunshine tomorrow at the end of the road, honestly, for at least the Celtics in the Game 2 scenario right now. The way they were, again, just living in the paint. Gafford and Lively were played off the floor. Gafford with 15 minutes. Lively with 5 fouls, basically, and all. They had to rely on a guy coming off a shoulder injury to really play. I think that's going to have to continue. Josh Green didn't look good. I understand you're going to need defense, but I think facing a team like Boston, you're going to need your offense. I expect more minutes from Tim Hardaway. Desperate moves come from, desperate mergers. Desperate moves come from desperate measures with desperate moves, whatever. I'm trying to figure out what that idiom at least and all. But I do expect Dallas to be a little bit desperate, honestly. It may not work out in Game 2. I think it works out big time in Game 3. I don't know if it's gonna win yet. We're gonna have to see how Game 2 plays out at least and all. To see if the C's can really hold up runs in this game, honestly. So I think that's gonna be a cinch for them if they can continue on a sweep. Honestly, if it's a struggle at least and all, I'm gonna have to look at Dallas differently and all. But once again, got the Boston Celtics in game two, honestly. Looks like we're gonna end it here. I'm hitting the 30-minute mark, which again is perfect timing and all. I ain't trying to waste too much time and all, but we're gonna end it here and all too as well. Again, shout outs for game one, honestly. The whole Boston Celtics, first off, they all had great games. We have 7 players with 2 or 3 more 3-pointers in the basketball game. Everybody had a great excuse me, everybody had a great game, honestly. I think Sam Hauser's in the class of that too as well. He had himself a big game, honestly, too as well. So I just do expect that to continue. Once again, I'm going to reiterate one more time because I think it's huge right now that the C's are able to live in the paint right now. It's not that Dallas can't guard; they can guard at the rim. It's just can they stop the Celtics right now from getting into paint? I just don't think so right now. I think that's going to be the lead up for them of winning this basketball game in game two and all. But we'll see how things go. I do appreciate you guys listening again, and I'm going to end it there. Have a good one.